Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe for more tokusatsu content, and I thank you for your continued support. Well, we took down an illegal crime syndicate, distributing, some bad emo gears. It got some pretty cool action too at the end of it. This was dope. Let's talk about it. Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Spike 2.0 back again once again today, people. Today we're here for Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity. God, that's a long name. Episode 2. In this episode, we get to formally meet our boy Bushido. And I did like, that we got a cyborg kind of like character. I kind of saw it coming. We got some robots in here. We got some robots. We got some aliens. Now, where the cyborgs at? Where the androids at? I love that. And I think I'm really like Bushido. I already coined him as my favorite character before this show even started. Like, as soon as I saw that suit, yeah, favorite character. And you're dual wielding swords, let's freaking go. And I do like how we got the debut of the dark Gavan, or our evil Gavan, in this episode as well. We don't see what he looks like, but we see his suit. He basically just looks like our red Gavan. He basically just looks just like him. He's just purple. And his suit's kind of battle damaged, and it seems like he's working with the bad guys. But yeah, we also get a debut of our kind of like a crime lord, kind of like a Don, big boss dude. And I did like how his minions were just like human dudes, but just like with these clown masks on. I think, is that how it's gonna be? Is every evil characters, foot soldiers, just gonna be regular people? Because for episode 1, old girl's brother, his resistance were just like regular people that he could use the emo gear to make them like relentless fighters and stuff like that. And it was actually pretty cool. So I guess, is this gonna be a thing? I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. And also, our monster, like the emo gear monster we saw, was like the same monster we got from episode 1. And is that also gonna be a thing? Are we gonna see this same monster a lot? And this, because these things are ruthless. It took a minute to beat that thing, but in this episode we do get to go to Mako space, and Maku space is basically like a small maybe pocket dimension that's like really, really distorted. And it's like basically when you jump into it, it's basically like how you're jumping into like a black hole, essentially, because the way they described it is like if a human jumped in here, their body would get ripped apart, and it basically sounds like how a black hole would be. You get spaghettified, technically. So because of the suits, because the Gavans are so freaking cool, they could just jump in here and still fight freely. Basically when they introduced like Bushido, he's kind of sort of like a character that he just feels like he's just a robot. That's how he feels, like he's just a machine mass produced on a different planet. That's what he was. And he didn't have he says he doesn't have emotions and things like that, but our boy Reiji has basically giving him like a new lease on life, basically giving him a reason to live, or giving him a reason to make his own decisions and live for himself, right? And Bushido was the whole Gavan thing was basically bestowed upon him. I guess he had like a master and things like that. They showed the woman that gave him, I guess that may not just be his master, but they showed him getting the sword bestowed upon him and stuff like that. And his badge is what turns into the sword, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, actually seeing him fight and actually seeing him get this new resolve for himself, and him and Reiji becoming friends and things like that, was actually really cool. I did I love the fighting that we had going on in this episode, especially when we got to Maku space and we see our boy Bushido basically taking on both the emo gear monster and our he's the big boss guy, who was the boss dude, who was the leader of the syndicate that was distributing these evil emo gears, and apparently they were distributing these emo gears like multiversally. Like they were able to go to other universes and distribute these things, and yeah, and now R2 Gavan to basically stop that. Man, this episode just this show so far, it's really getting me. It's really like having me like wanting more of it. You know, like I said, people still comparing it to Sentai and things like that, and it just feels like we're at a point where it's just like, hey man, this is a new show. They said it was a new show. They said it was a new concept. It's not really, and it's not even really like a new concept. It's just that Gavan is still an established Toku series. Like there was plenty of Gavan stuff before all this, so I don't understand why people still calling it Sentai. You know, like the word Sentai just means team. You know, we got a team. Well, not yet for this series so far, but right now, like the stuff is getting put together. In the next episode, we're going to see the our two sister characters who we're getting our third Gavan, you know, our girl with the drill arm, and I'm thinking her sister is also gonna be a Gavan, but she has like a weird weapon. It's like a gauntlet type of thing. It's like a hand thing that had like 2 claws on it. Yeah, but it seems like one of them is like really into emo gears and really like loves them and stuff like that. I think she makes them or something like that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what her fighting style is actually like. And you know, Reiji is gonna end up going to that planet and trying to figure out what's going on there. But so far, like everything's kind of getting all the information type of stuff. Like we're getting information about how stuff works. We're getting it all pretty quickly, especially the way they did the mech stuff, because in order for them to like to straight up like use the mech, they got to go through all kind of channels to go through. Like they gotta get authorization, they gotta get granted to use it and stuff like that. Like this really is like a big like federation type force, like a military kind of, you know, police force type of thing. It's just like it makes sense that they would have to get, you know, granted to use the mecha, even though they have the mecha on them all the time. Their ship is the mecha. It's just they have to get authorization for it to turn into that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this Dark Gavan is also trying to do, because we did see him like in episode 1 where we had that flash forward into what we think like the future, and he was there like helping them. So are we gonna get like a bad guy turned in? Are we gonna get like a evil character turned anti-hero? Maybe is that gonna be a thing? Because if that little smidgen showing all 5 Gavans, you know, was like a premonition or like the future, then maybe he's gonna become a good guy. Probably, maybe so. I would like to think so, because if you showed all 5 of them, most likely he's gonna be that guy. But man, I just want to know why he looks like Red Gavan. That's my thing. I kind of want to know why he looks like the red guy. But yeah, this episode was really dope. I love the fighting. I love the CGI work looked good. Bushido is a really cool character. He said even though he is an android, he still can feel pain. He can regenerate though, but he still feels pain. So I don't know. I like that concept. Are there other androids? Are we gonna meet other androids? We have to, you know. We ain't got no. Also, we don't have any alien characters. Like a guy who just like straight up alien. I feel like we are gonna get that. That'll be dope. I want to see like some alien characters. Everybody right now humans. I'm sick of humans. Give me a lizard dude walking around. You know, I wasn't Kid Job where their commander was a straight up dragon. I want to see stuff like that. That's what I want. But I'm stupid. But yeah, guys, this episode was pretty cool. I thoroughly do like Bushido. I loved it. I'm really glad I got to see him in action. Reiji is also still really cool character. I'm still thoroughly like enjoying him. I'm good. I'm liking what we're doing here. I'm liking the show so far. It's dope. But other than that, how do you feel about it? How did you feel about this episode? How do you feel about everything in this episode in general? How did you feel? Let me know down in the comment section below. And I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, stay henshin.
Yeah, the shining golden sign.